just past 12 noon, and I have brought my bike here to the air cargo terminal in KLIA, and I'm arranging to have this bike shipped. So except for my duffel bag, all the other luggage is currently on the bike, the panniers, the top box, and begin a journey of a lifetime. The bike is now ready for shipping. I have removed top box, luggage, windscreen. All this will be packed and created later tonight. Wish me luck. Good day to you all. It is about 6:30 in the morning and I am now in Kathmandu. It is September 2024 and I am about to embark overland. Just me and my motorcycle, whose name is Atooo. It's been quite some time planning and getting ready for this journey, and the time has come to make a start. So this is day one of my journey as I head out towards the southwest of Nepal, towards Chitwan National Park, and I'm now riding through the hills on the outskirts of Kathmandu. Considering the time of the year, I'm actually quite fortunate with the weather so far, and as you'll see over the next few days, I'm fortunate enough to not actually encounter a whole lot of rain. However, I do encounter a lot of wet and muddy roads along the way. Just a couple of other things to kind of quickly highlight up front and get out of the way. One, it's really unfortunate that not long before I actually started my journey, I discovered that the direct audio connection that I had between my helmet Bluetooth and my action camera had stopped working. I think it was a result of a software update with the camera. So I've not actually been able to resolve that as yet, and therefore you'll find that quite a bit of the audio on these videos at the moment are added in in post and while I'm doing the editing of these videos. So my apologies for that. I'm still trying to see if I can resolve this issue. The second thing I'll quickly also highlight is that as you'll notice even later on in this particular video, there is a sort of a scratch or smudge somewhere in the middle of the screen, and that's because there were some scratches on the lens protector of my action camera, and I didn't really realize at the time that it would end up starting to look so obvious. So I apologize for that. It's something that we're just going to have to put up with for the first few videos, because I kind of realized it a little bit too late. And after that, once I did, I've since changed the lens cover, so future videos, after the first 2 or 3 should be better in terms of the visuals. I've just entered an off-road section of my route to Chitwan. not actually intentional. I was just following a route that I had chosen on Google Maps, and it's a bit of a pity that I actually didn't capture a lot more of this route, which eventually actually lasted, must have been a good 20 plus or 30 plus kilometers, and took me way more than an hour to cover. What you see here is actually still quite reasonable, but this road basically ended up getting worse and worse, and went through, you know, muddy patches, some waterlogged sections, lots of rocks, stones, uphill, downhill, you name it. And I actually ended up dropping my bike in mud, and then again in a watery patch, not realizing how uneven the road surface underneath actually was. Fortunately, there were some nice people who were also passing, stopped to help, you know, lift the bike. So I was able to actually continue on my journey. But it was quite a tough and challenging start to my first day on this road. In fact, one of the guys who helped me said to me that I must have missed a different turning earlier on, which would have kept me on tarmac. And he said this is not really the right kind of road for my bike with all the luggage and everything that I had on it. So anyway, it's part of the experience. But yeah, it's just a bit of a pity that I didn't capture more of it on video, just to give you a better idea of how bad it actually got. As I mentioned a little bit earlier on, you can now see the smudge just off the center of the screen as a result of scratches on the camera lens protector. The guy who is riding in front of me is one of the guys who actually helped me out when I had dropped my bike earlier on, as I mentioned, and I eventually just ended up following him until the next big town. Can't remember which town it was, but where we eventually parted ways because he was going in a different direction. Really nice guy, was really patient to make sure I was safe throughout the bad off-road section. So I was really grateful for that. This is me, a little bit tired and still a little bit stressed after the bad off-road section I mentioned to you earlier on. You'll also see that I keep sort of licking my lips a couple of times, because even though I kept drinking from my water bladder in my backpack, for whatever reason my throat got really dry, parched. Yeah, you can take a picture first. Yeah. What about him? Oh, yeah. Oh, fine. That was Vicky, his sister, and his dad together with his mom, who wasn't in the picture just now, who run this really simple but very warm and friendly guest house just on the fringes of Chitwan National Park. It was Vicky who took me on a walking tour 2 evenings prior when I arrived there. We went down to the river. We saw the rhinoceros that you saw in one of the pictures that I posted just a little bit earlier in this video. Really nice evening. We went on a long walk. We had a bite to eat on the way back, and then the next day, he helped to arrange for me to go on a safari into the national park itself. I only posted a few of the photos that I took, while I was on that, I think an hour and a half or 2 hour safari. I'll probably post some of the other pictures, in other social media. I am about to end this video. In the next video, my journey continues on to Pokhara, where I spend a couple of days and then make my way down to Lumbini, which is on the southern border of Nepal with India.